Rondon here with Better Best Gaming, and welcome to our Valkyrie guide, tips from a pro player. I'm a bronze ALGS medalist, I have over 7,000 hours in the game, and I coach everyday players just like you watching this video. So if that's something that would interest you, reach out on my socials at Rondon Streams. Valkyrie is one of the best characters, and if you watched our previous video, one of those tips were that you should always play Valkyrie. Let's talk about her abilities. One of the most interesting facts is that Valkyrie has 3 passives and not 1. The first passive is that she's a recon character, so she can scan the beacon. The second passive is her jetpacks. Her jetpacks are called the VTOL Jets. Press the jump key while in the air to engage Jetpack. You can switch between hold and toggle mode in the options menu. So if you actually go to options and into gameplay, you can switch between hold and toggle, hold offering a bit more control over these jets. When you activate these jets, you can only use them for up to 7 seconds, and upon activation, you actually deplete 12.5% of the total fuel. Fuel will begin to refill after 8 seconds of not using these jets at 10% per second. While using the jets, Valkyrie can actually not do anything other than using the jets and using her Valkyrie Q, the missile swarm. Once the jets are released, which means you let go of the button, you still have approximately 1 second of animation due. This means you need to actually time your jets perfectly because you cannot shoot, throw grenades, or do anything in this animation. Now, the last passive that she has is the Jetfighter HUD. This HUD activates while she's skydiving, using her ultimate, or using a balloon. This marks any enemies within 250 meters with a direct and uninterrupted line of sight to Valkyrie. Enemies that are scanned are not notified of this, which you can use to your advantage. Squad mates attached to Valkyrie can actually see the enemies as well, so you don't have to call it out. Little fun fact, if you are facing a Mirage, the Mirage's decoys will not actually be marked with this HUD. So if you're flying above a Mirage, it's very easy to spot the real one, because it's the only one getting marked. If you're using the Jetpack's launchpad, you actually cannot use your Jetpack until you do the double jump. And when you're using the gravity cannons on a storm point, you can actually use the jetpack to increase the horizontal momentum from the cannon. Now let's talk about her tactical, the missile swarm. The cooldown of this is 30 seconds, which is a lot. But it offers something that other characters don't. Let me explain. The ability fires a swarm of mini rockets that damage and disorient the enemy. Disorientation means something similar to an Arcstar stun. So you use your Q and they get Arcstar stunned, which I will give you a tip on later. The downside of using this ability is that you need to have an actual ample vertical clearance to use this, which means if you're inside a house and the roof is right above you, you actually cannot use your ability at all. What this also means is that it's kind of hard to aim, because you need to actually be able to see where the rockets are going. If you're not able to see where exactly you want to shoot your rockets, it's very hard to aim and very easy to completely miss your target. So usually when there is a target in front of you, let's say they're behind the rock, you can use your jetpack to fly up. You need to be very careful though, because well, obviously people can shoot you and the jetpacks are not as fast. So it's easy to predict, you're easy to get shot at, so you have to be careful. But usually you use your jetpack to fly up so you can see who you're using your tactical against. You use your tactical, you disengage the jets, you move up, pick up your gun, and usually if you hit them, the stun duration is longer than you doing all of these actions, like going up, using the Q, going down, cancelling the jetpack, going through the animation, and picking up a gun. So you can do all of these actions before they stop getting stunned. Tip number 1, use your jetpack, and I mean it. When you're running away from a team and they're chasing you, use your jetpack to get over obstacles such as random fences, going to the 2nd floor of a house, going to the 3rd floor, 4th floor, roof overall, or dropping down, forcing the enemy player to chase you dropping down as well, and then flying back up. Also, a very good interaction with the jetpack is if you are fighting in an enemy Gibraltar's bubble and you use your jetpack to fly above the bubble, and then you confuse the enemies where they have to choose. They will either aim up and shoot at you, assuming that you drop down into the bubble, or they have to keep shooting your teammates, and then you can actually freely jump behind them and annihilate them from the back. Another tip I have for you guys: whenever you're going to use your Valkyrie ultimate, get height before you do it. The Valkyrie ultimate does not get you into a certain height and then you fly. It brings you up by a certain amount of meters up into the sky, meaning that if you started on top of a hill, you will actually fly further and higher than if you did it from under the hill. Another tip for the Valkyrie ultimate is whenever you are actually done with the first initial animation, make sure that all your teammates split away from you and you all do your skydive emotes. This will make you harder to shoot at and therefore you'll survive more. Another tip that might be obvious for some of you, but whenever you're using your jetpack, you're actually an easy target. Make sure that you only use your jetpack if you know what you're doing. And if you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to run away, you can actually use the jetpack to burst you forward. So every start of the jetpack engine gives you a small boost. So you can use this boost mid-air, let's say 5 or 6 times, to actually give you a bit of a boost to cross the open safer, or to simply be faster on rotation. And the last tip I have for you is that if you use your Valkyrie ultimate when the zone is closing to rotate into the next zone, you will most likely not have it by the time you need to rotate again. So if you are at the round 2 closing, you use your Valkyrie ultimate and you fly into the round 3. And then when the round 3 starts closing, you're looking to again use your Valkyrie ultimate to get into round 4. Unless you're carrying ultimate accelerants or gold helmet, you will not get the ultimate again. Now bear in mind the cooldown is 3 minutes, so you can actually look under the map at the timer, and if you know how much time it takes for each round to finish closing, for how much time it takes for the next round to start closing, you can actually calculate whether you'll have it or not. And make sure that you always use your Valkyrie ultimate in a situation where you don't have the advantage. It's not worth it to fight any type of situation that is not to your liking, so if you're getting ganked by 3 charge rifle guys, just use your Valkyrie. Also, try to use Gibraltar, as if you're in a very bad spot, you can bubble down and Valkyrie from the bubble. Now of course, they can still shoot you. If they have a charge rifle, you might actually die, but it is the risk you have to take. Although, try not to bubble all the time, because you might need the bubble when you land. And those were our tips and tricks on how to play Valkyrie. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys were looking for more coaching and for more tips on how to play any other legends, how to get better at Apex, you can either look at more videos from us, or you can actually schedule a coaching session with me directly. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.